Smile. And it would appear that we are live. How you doing, guys and gals? I see some guys and gals in the chat here now. I am on StreamYard. Haven't really done this before, so if you guys and gals in the chat that I can see could go ahead and confirm that we're live, if we have good audio, good video. Please go ahead and do that. Okay, Sean in Alaska gives us a 5x5. My brother Metal for Breakfast is 5x5. Hiking with Mike, there you are. How you doing? Krista Ballard. Joe Morgan, I see you there. Treasures in Kentucky, evening all. It looks like we are live. Good evening, guys and gals. Northern Karma gives us 5x5. Thank you ever so much. Happy Monday and good evening. RBF Calf, how you doing? Steve M, there you are. Jenny Pennington, lovely to see you. Okay, guys and gals, this isn't going to be a regular live stream tonight. We're not going to spend a whole lot of time on the hellos or doing the skinny. We will do that, but we're not going to spend a great big deal of time on it because I have a lovely guest here who's got some great knowledge to share with you guys and gals. My friend here is Melody. Please tell her a nice hello. Sheila B, Seymour, Youper, Youps. How you doing? Old Nans, I see you there. So, why don't you say hi to the nice people, Melody?
Hello, everyone.
Welcome to the chat, everyone. This is my friend Melody. She has a channel called Bake a Leg and Let's Dig It. Where this girl came from, I have no idea. I think I caught her one time last year trying to sneak into my chat, and I saw the name Bake a Leg and Let's Dig It, and I thought, well, that's a odd and interesting name. And I said, hey, don't you try and sneak into my chat without saying hello. But so we got to talking a little bit, and Hava, I see you there. Welcome. So I went and I checked out her channel. She said, yeah, I have a small YouTube channel. So I went and I looked at it and I didn't say peep. I was lurking in there, having a look for a little while. And what I saw this lady doing was amazing. Green Thumb Prepper. Hey, how you doing, brother? Good to see you. Stu! All right, there's Stuart already with the link to Bake a Leg and Let's Dig It's channel. But just a little bit on the background, guys and gals. This girl, she tried to sneak into one of my chats, and I said, oh, no, you don't. Not without saying hello. So anyways, I busted her chops a little bit about that. East! There you are, brother. And I got to looking at her channel. And guys and gals, I'll tell you what. I was blown away by what I saw this lady doing with her garden in her backyard. So I've been watching her for a little under a year, I guess, right now. And, not terribly long ago, I guess it was midwinter, early winter, she just broke 1,000 subs, which was awesome. Nana's Crazy Life, there you are. How you doing? Nate, how you doing, brother? Yeah, so she just broke 1,000 subs in midwinter there. So that's great. And she was at 1.2 or something yesterday. And I told her, you're going to break 1.3 guaranteed. You've already got, I think, 5 subs already here.
Oh my God.
Melody. But Melody has an amazing garden, Sheila. Yeah, I was literally blown away. And I was catching one of her nighttime live streams, and where she was streaming from, the way the camera was placed, you could see the garden outside behind her, and she had some lights in it, and it looked so nice. But yeah, she's doing some amazing gardening. We've been talking gardening this, gardening that for the last little while. now it's Melody and I aren't brand new friends. We've been friends for a good little while here now, and I got mad respect for what the lady's doing. Whiskey Woman Whisks, there you are. There's Capone Cabin. I see you there. Welcome. This was tomorrow yesterday. But I kind of wanted to highlight her channel just because I was so taken aback by what she's doing. She's doing it all by herself. And I wanted to take an opportunity to highlight her channel because I think more eyes should be on what she's doing. To highlight her channel, also to help share her knowledge out, to my preparedness friends, because gardening and preparedness, they kind of walk hand in hand together. So this is my friend Melody.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me, and I really appreciate it.
Oh, you're more than welcome. So her channel's Bake a Leg and Let's Dig It, Homestead. There's Arc Wildman Survival. How you doing? She's an amazing lady. So I'm just going to give the floor to Melody here for a second. She can share with us where she is, what her channel's all about, what she does, because it's a really odd name. It doesn't say she's a gardener or a baker or a prepper or nothing like that. It's but anyways, take the floor, Melody. Say hello to everyone, introduce yourself, and tell us a little bit about yourself and your channel.
Okay, well, hello, everyone, and a great big thank you to Sean for inviting me for this. So let's start off. Who am I? I'm Melody. I'm in Pennsylvania, Grow Zone 7B. I came up with my channel name with my grandson because the channel is gardening, baking, cooking with a little, preparing and prepping with bake. So I moved to a new homestead due to some unforeseen circumstances and built a brand new garden last March. I have, let's see, I literally wrote it down. I have 1,600 square foot that I grow in. 8 beds, the rest are all in ground. And the soil that I use was purchased from a local farm. It's horticultural soil. It has no animal byproducts in it. And I am like everyone else that gardens. I've been gardening for 35 years. And I've had that normal gardening anxiety when you're building a new garden. Can I do it? Is the soil going to work? Needless to say, my friends, my garden was more prolific than I ever anticipated it to be. Make a long story short, I grew 5,266 pounds of food last year off of 1,600 square feet of gardening space. I got into gardening I don't want to really say like a hobby. I just always enjoyed it. I am a person that has anxiety and it's very therapeutic to me. And then over time, it just became this passion to try to, before the big C, where before the worldly events, I just have a passion to try to help in any way, shape, or form, whether that's, donating plants to my local parish, donating tomatoes to the food bank up there. My huge thing is to try to teach people how to grow food and only grow what they like. So that's a little bit about me to start off with. Was that good, Sean?
Yeah, that's a great start for sure. And
let me just intervene very quickly about my channel name. My channel name, when I first joined YouTube, and I did just get monetized in November of 2021, I do some food hauls of showing you how you can buy food on a weekly and also be able to put things away. I don't call myself a prepper. My subscribers knew I just moved here. I built a garden and I didn't officially move in. So when I do these food hauls, it's to show the prices of what it is here in Pennsylvania and how you can buy for meals during the week and also prepare to put things up. So it was suggested by my subscribers for me to bring them along. No pun intended. I said, I don't know, because I'm not really a prepper. I've always been prepared. I do think that the prepper community and the gardening community collide. So as far as my name is concerned, the channel name, when I joined YouTube, it was trying to give you hints on, try to be a little funny. So I saw break a leg and I picked bake a leg for the food aspect and the baking aspect. And then the let's dig it, my grandson picked and he was like, Mom, let's dig it. And I just went with it. And a lot of people compliment me on it. I know it's a little long. So if you ever need to type it out, just do high bake. I get it. But I kind of don't want to let it go because, my little man helped me out with that. And it incorporates cooking, baking, I preserve, I dehydrate. I do a lot over here and I do it by myself. So,
Okay, so that's a pretty great start, and we have a question from the chat already. From
okay.
Grace Acres is asking, what do you mean by the soil has no animal byproducts? Hi, Morning
It's
Light.
it is horticultural. It's just broken down trees, sticks, limbs, leaves, and that's it. It broke down. And I inquired by the farm, do I need to amend it? And they said, absolutely. It doesn't have chicken manure, rabbit manure, cow poop. No, it has none of that in it. Strictly
Okay,
horticultural.
all right, that's perfect. That kind of leads us into we're gonna do Polarin. I see you there. Welcome everyone. To everyone who is just come in, welcome. Melody, will you explain your seed starting behind you? Yeah, we'll get to that. We're gonna do a whole big Q&A, treasures in Kentucky. We'll do that for sure. And all right, you're talking about leggy plants, and you're new to this. Perfect. This is gonna be a great chat, and we plan to dedicate a good long while to this. Oh, plenty over an hour. If you know, I don't think we can get through everything we need to talk about in an hour. So we're going to have plenty of time, and we will provide a time for Q&A. But what I'm going to do for sure is I'm going to do my own Q&A with Melody, and then we're going to open it up to the chat as well. Now, I didn't write down irresponsibly on my behalf. I didn't write down a whole bunch of questions. I was busy today running around doing other stuff. But needless to say, there's plenty of questions there. There's the Vineyard Chicks. Guys and gals in the chat, say a nice hello to the Vineyard Chicks. Please go check out their channel. Maybe one of my awesome moderators could bust out a link to their channel. Now, these young ladies are doing amazing things. They're great, great, sweet young ladies. So please go support them, check them out. And if one of my moderators could bust out a link to the Vineyard Chicks, that would be absolutely amazing. So welcome.
They're amazing girls and they're very young. And the youngest, I don't remember her exact age. Sorry, Bunky. But Bunky's young. She's gardening. All three of those girls are gardening, and their parents are doing an amazing job.
Yeah, they're sweet, sweet girls. They're not afraid of work. They're very interested, very intelligent young ladies. So yeah, please go give them a hello. Show them some support. Now, what I will say, guys and gals, is there are minors here in the chat, so please keep it clean. My moderators know how to block out those nasty comments and know if there's anything like that. But please let this be known. This is a family-friendly chat, okay? They usually are. So, so Vineyard Chicks, welcome. And Melody, welcome. Thank you ever so much for taking the time out of your Monday evening to share it with us.
Pleasure. All
the folks in the chat, because I think we're going to have a talk about sharing a lot of good information. So, you know what? There was, again, there was a question from the chat about those plant starts behind you. Someone's having a problem getting leggy plants. So maybe if you want to grab something that's behind you and quickly show it to the camera, maybe if you're getting something leggy that you got a problem with, and maybe how to prevent that.
Okay. I have something leggy. Hold on. And then I'm going to show you what happens.
I'm just going to put you up on full screen, okay?
Yeah, now these aren't going to look so good. So don't judge, my friends. I do a lot of experiments so that I can show each step and process.
Okay, hang on a second. Before you get into this, what I'm going to say is one of the very, very cool things about Melody, we have a commonality where I do a lot of experiments in my tiny urban garden, and she's also doing a lot of experiments. So it's great. Not to mention for my preparedness minded brothers and sisters, Melody also shares a preparedness mindset. So, and with the gardening and the prepping going hand in hand, I thought this would be a perfect little interview to share with everyone. So, okay.
Did you see me showing off my solar crank AM/FM weather radio?
That's perfect. Preparedness mindset. Anyways, yeah, I'll give the stage back to you, Melody, here.
Okay.
And you can go ahead and talk about your leggy plants.
Okay, so I kind of did this on purpose. Probably shouldn't be wasteful, but this is what leggy looks like. I'll probably try to get it close to you. You can see how tall they are. This is what happens when they're reaching for the light or windowsill and whatnot. These I wouldn't say you could technically save. I mean, you could try. I have done some that are shorter, like this. If you can see this plant right here. Wait, let me get it straight. See this? It's not too bad. All you need to do if your plants are getting leggy is get a styrofoam cup. I'm growing in styrofoam cups. And what you want to do is you want to take it out of that. You want to put it in, I use potting soil, and you want to push it down pretty far. And you can save a plant that was leggy. This is a California Wonderbell sweet pepper. And this is how it looks. And it did previously look like this little leggy little plant right here. So all it is they're just reaching for the light.
So what are you saying? Are you saying just bury them deeper on up the stem?
Yeah. Now, if they're really crazy, like some of these over on the side, I mean, like I said, I did this for an experiment, and they're really leggy to do that video so people knew what legginess was. This was done because I had it on a heat mat, left the dome on. As you can see, I'm very, very busy, and this is a new homestead, and I kind of forgot about them. So we gardeners who have been I've been gardening for 35 years, and every day, every year is a new, you just learn something new every day. You're going to have things that turn out great. You're going to have some things that aren't successful. That's not just because you're new. It happens to the best of us.
All right, let's quickly talk about you mentioned starting things off on a heat mat. All right. Now, in lieu of a heat mat, like certain seed types, like peppers, there's Mad Shad in the chat. Welcome. So there's a lot of things like pepper seeds you want to start on a heat mat. In lieu of a heat mat, you can, if you have a boiler system in your house, you can put your plants on a tray on top of a radiator. One of those stand-up heating radiators. Kentucky Survival, Kicking It with Harold, Me and You Acres. Guys and gals, let's see a nice hello from Me and You Acres. They'll be live tonight at 8, I think. And this is going to be run long, so I apologize for that. But Me and You Acres, another great channel in here. But yeah, you can also start things that need a warmer climate to start in. You can start them on top of your refrigerator. There's an abundant source of heat up there as well. So I just wanted to mention that, Melody, while you were talking about the heat mat, okay?
Okay.
All right.
So I'm going to quickly tell you what I use to get started in hopes this helps. I do have some tips and tricks on my channel, but I grow a lot of food. This is just a very inexpensive 75 cell count, and I will put my soil in there. You could use seedling soil. You can use potting soil. Just pick out the twigs.
Okay, all right. You just said you grow a lot of food. Now, there's a lot more people in the chat here right now. I want you to share how much growing space you had.
Okay. So, what did I just do with that? Oh, my leggy plants are on it. Sorry, my friends. I have 1,600 square foot of gardening space.
Let me correct that. You had under 1,600. It wasn't quite. You rounded up. It was 1,580 or something.
No, it was 15,999. So I rounded it up.
Okay, it was 1,600. Okay. And right. How much food did you grow on 1,600 square feet of soil?
5,266 pounds of food.
All right, let's just pause there, and we're going to talk about that here for a second, okay? All right. Okay. So on 1,600 feet of soil, Melody grew over 5,000 pounds of food. Now, we as preppers understand the idea that every person needs a minimum of 750 pounds of food per year. So she grew enough food for like 6 people, but that's as a base minimum. You know, you're not talking about meats or dairy or stuff like that. That's veg alone, which blew my mind. It blew the socks right off of me. So there's a prime example why I have this lovely lady on here to share information with you guys and gals. Now, Melody, let's start right at the beginning. You got to your homestead, you got that soil that had no animal products in it, like cow dung fertilizer or sheep or horse or chicken or anything like that. What did you do to amend your soil to make it right for vegetable growability? Did you do a generic thing across all your soil, or was it bed specific for specific vegetables?
Okay, let me get into this so that people understand.
I'll give the floor back to you, okay?
Thank you. When you look at my garden, I have 8 raised beds. Lovely gift from my friend Jay. And he also, it was a Christmas gift along with the soil. Okay. And then I have 1 and then 2, 3, 4 other spots that are all in ground. I've always did in ground. I used to go to a community center, I guess you want to say, where if I ran out of room, I could use a couple of their boxes for the season. Okay, long story short, I got here, I built this. These beds are 8x4. The soil I have already explained came from a farm that has nothing in it. You could do that on your own property, you know, chip it up. You can let it sit. It will break down. It will literally be black gold. So once the garden was built, the next step was to get that soil into the beds. What I did to amend the soil, me personally, is I picked up 1 bag each for the 8 beds. It's called One Care. It's for raised beds. Okay, so 1 bag per 8 beds. And then I did a half a bag of black cow per bed. That's all that I did. And the season was absolutely phenomenal. I also use an all organic, like Job's, I'll just throw out there. As far as specifics, do I do something different for specific beds? Yes. I am the person that drops the whole egg in the hole with my tomatoes with a little pinch of, I'll dig the hole a little bit bigger. I drop a whole egg in the hole. I will crack it to help it break down. I'll put a little bit of coffee grinds on there and a little bit of Job's tomato. It really doesn't matter. And that is literally all I do for my tomatoes. Anything else, it's nothing specific. What I did was 1 bag per 8 beds by the name of One Care. There is a video on my channel speaking about it because it has all the accurate ingredients you should have for your bed. As far as the black cow is concerned, that was my top layer. and I only did a half a bag per 8 beds. So I only purchased 4 bags of the black cow, 8 of the 1 carrot. And that is how I amended my soil. All the other beds that I plant in, I don't add anything additional because the soil in itself is so dark. It's so good. And like I said, it was just recommended to amend the soil. You can amend your soil with lots of things. You can use kitchen scraps. You can use rabbit manure. That you can plant in immediately when it's rabbit manure. If you have chickens, you cannot put that on your beds and plant in it. It will burn your plants. You would want that to sit. For an example, I'm going to be getting chickens here. I'm going to do twice a year clean out, spring and winter. So what I clean out of the coop in winter will go across the top of my bed. I won't have to worry about that chicken manure burning any of my plants because it will break down over time.
Okay, perfect. That's perfect. That's a good start to that. We're about a half an hour in here, so I want to break it down just a second. Say hello to everyone who's coming in the chat. Maybe we can take hey, there's Prepper Book Club, Random, JL, how you doing? Lisa Anderson, Hogland Moss, Homestead. There you are. Welcome. Ragnarok. I don't think I said hello, but maybe my moderators can take a minute here to start busting out the links to some of the good channels that are in here. Arc Wildman Survival's in here. Me and You Acres are in here. Vineyard Chicks are in here. Hey, Mark, Raven, and Dale Homestead. There you are. Welcome. Anna O. Yeah, let's take a minute to do that. Hit that thumbs up. Let's share this out, maybe, because I'd love for this to get out. People need to see that. Huga Homestead. There you are. Welcome. We can see a link to Huga Homestead as well.
Hi, Huga.
You were just outdoors doing some planting earlier. That's great. Mark Webb. Hello. Keith. There you are. Welcome. It's good to see everyone tonight. Thanks ever so much for joining us. And I can't see exactly how many's in the chat right now. If one of you chatters there could share with me how many you see viewing this, that would be great. And maybe we can take a minute here with sharing it, hitting a thumbs up, going over, maybe subscribing to Melody's channel, and we can do the skinny. You know, where is everybody at? Where are you from? What's your temperature? What's your fuel price? And Melody and I will both share what's going on in our area. We'll share the skinny on our end. This is how we do it. So you go ahead, Melody. What's the skinny in your area?
Skinny in my area, the last I checked, Pennsylvania, the gas is $5 something a gallon. I mean, yeah, a gallon. And let's keep it real. Ground meat is really expensive. I think 2 pounds, I saw it at $11. So.
And your temp?
Oh, my temp today is really, really cold. At night, for the next few nights, we will be 21 degrees. They're calling this the polar vortex here right now in Pennsylvania. And then after that, we should be fine.
All right. I'm running about just a little over 20 degrees right now with pretty strong winds over the last little while. I did a video yesterday morning and it was snowing. Tammy Reeder, there you are. Welcome. Sunflower. Okay, fuel is at $6.67 a gallon here. Ground meat, depends where you go. If you shop around a little bit, you can still get it for $5 a pound, but average in the grocery stores is $6 a pound. As far as the rest of it goes, we're going to be hovering right in and around about the freezing mark for the next 2 days, and then it's supposed to jump up to the high 40s. So we'll see how that goes. Up here in Canada, I don't even plant. I don't put anything out until the first weekend of June, just to be safe, right? So that's the skinny. guys and gals from Pennsylvania and Ontario. So it's great. It's great that people share out what's going on in their area. That way, if it's 20 degrees, 100 miles west of you, tomorrow it's probably going to be 20 degrees where you are because the weather tends to move west, right? But it's very, very cool to share that out. If you see sales somewhere or a sale on fuel, you can share that out. Oh, there's no chicken breast over here. Oh, chicken breast is on sale over here, 2 counties over. Maybe it's worth going over and getting a bunch if it's worth the fuel. You got to judge because fuel's so expensive, right? Eve, I see you there. Welcome. Sam, how you doing? Ed Case, lovely to see all of you. Lovely to see all of you, and welcome to the chat. Thank you for joining Melody and I this evening for an in-depth garden chat. Okay, so with that, we got the skinny out of the way and a bunch of hellos. Foggy Mountain, I hadn't said hello. There you are, and welcome. With that, let's carry on with a little bit of garden talk. You all right with that?
Yes, I'm good.
All right, well, let's roll. Okay, so we covered soil amendment, and it's really important about the chicken that needs to be composted out for a year before you use it in your garden.
Or 6 months. 6 months. Best time to put it on is in the wintertime because it'll break down over winter.
All in prepper, welcome. Okay, so that's great. Let's talk about now this is a big one for preppers. And it's a question that many preppers ask, especially new preppers. And there's so many new preppers coming into the community. And oh man, they've got all kinds of questions, especially about gardening. And one of their biggest questions is about seeds and how do you store your garden seeds? What is the best way that you store your garden seeds? And, maybe if you could share a little bit about what you do, how you do it. And, because let me tell you guys and gals, she showed me something the other day. It was freaking amazing. So I'm going to give her full screen again. Wendy, how you doing? Random JL, how you doing? Arc Wildman, I think I said hello. Green Country, welcome all. But yeah, you've got the platform again. So you got those props handy I asked you to have.
So we're going into how do I store my seeds?
Yes.
Well, I went to this a few years ago, my friends. Don't worry, it has a couple empty slots because I'm currently planting seedlings. This is called a photo box keeper. Keeps my seeds nice and organized. Absolutely love this idea. You can do yours spring, winter, fall. Mine's not set up like that, but this literally will hold full packs of seeds all together like such. Okay, so that's an organizing tip. How I store my seeds is usually in the basement in these because it's cool, dry, and dark. I do not store my seeds in my refrigerator. That might be something that some people do. I don't, and they do fine. A lot of people.
Just wanted to say hi to Cliff. That's Foxit Outdoors in the chat. He does gardening as well, and he's in New Mexico, and it's all container gardening. Maybe we can see a link to Foxit Outdoors. He's a great guy, and he does really amazing things in raised beds and in containers. But sorry to interrupt you. Carry on, please.
Okay. So where was I? Okay, so I wanted to bring this to, attention in case some people don't know, because you can have a pack of seeds like such, and on the back it'll say package, where this one says 2022. You could see one that's like 2019. I've known people where their seeds last a really long time. If you have a pack that's maybe 1999, the year 1999, you may want to drop 3 or 4 seeds per hole because of the germination rate. Okay, so that's that out of the way. But I kind of am a preparer in my own sort of kind of way. So let's start off with last year. I decided that I wanted to have food security, my friends. That's not just growing all this. I mean, you can't see it all. I can give you a tour. But I get seeds from M.I. Gardner. I've used dollar store seeds. I've had subscribers send me out Baker Creek seeds this year, Ed Hume seeds, and also Haas Tools, which I think that was great because I was always inquisitive, because from the moment I started growing everything from seed, I've been with M.I. Gardner. Facts.
Okay, let me ask you just while you're on that about the M.I. Gardner. Now, there's a lot of folks that swear by seeds from M.I. Gardner. What's your germination rate like with M.I. Gardner?
My germination rate with M.I. Gardner, I would say, is 99% germination. I have heard of other people say their things didn't germinate, but that may not be the seed. That could be the air quality, the humidity, whatever the case may be.
Sure.
I've used a couple Baker Creek seeds this year that didn't do anything. And when they did come up, they didn't have their first leaves. So, it just all depends. But let me give you a little backstory about myself. I was a seasonal gardener who went to the box stores and purchased plants and would spend $400 or $500 for a season. I guess I am permitted to say what I want. I love Roots and Refuge. I just so happened, God.
Hang on. Hello, everyone, just coming in. Sorry.
God works in mysterious ways, and I just so happened to click on her channel, and she was talking about why you should do everything from seed. From that day on, I don't buy plants. I do everything from seed. Seeds are cheaper. I'm not spending $500 a season. I get to now have a spring garden, a summer garden, a fall garden. And last year was my first time that I tried to garden in winter here. So needless to say, I do 99% of my seeds from M.I. Gardner, and I will pick up the dollar store because my subscribers asked me to grow them to see, do they really work? And honest to goodness, they really do work, and they're $4 for $1. So if you're struggling financially, there's always a way that you can get around the price of seeds. Now, I think M.I. Gardner's reasonable. He used to be 99 cents a pack until the big C came, and it's like $1.99 a pack. He has to make a little bit too. He's a small business, and I support small businesses. I want to move on to something else. I've always been very inquisitive about seed vaults. I've done a lot of research. I've checked out a ton, and I decided that I was just going to branch out and go for this. Are we ready?
This is really cool, guys and gals. Check this out.
Okay.
Now, this is for the prepper mindset, okay?
Yep. Because like I said, preppers and gardeners, we're all kind of the same. My goal is to help people grow food and feel secure about it. So I decided that I really, really wanted it. I ended up getting it as a Christmas gift, not this Christmas, the year before. And here it is. This is Sustainable Seed Company. And this is the bug out seed bag.
This is great, guys and gals.
I'm going to try to give you a full view. This is in a Mylar bag, and I will give you some information, and I'll turn it back around to you.
Yeah, give us the details there on that.
Okay. So I kind of want to make sure you can still see. So it is Sustainable Seed Company Bug Out Seed Bag Complete Heirloom Survival Garden. So their title is Survive and Thrive, and I love that. It's open pollinated, which means you don't need a bee. But I'm that person that always puts something pretty in my garden because I support the bees. Always want to feed the bees, my friends. Okay. So right here, it says Survive and Thrive with over 22,000 seeds. Open pollinated, 100% guaranteed. Okay, let's move over to this section. Hopefully you can see it. I'm sorry if you cannot. I'll bring it closer. So it says it comes with a 48-page full color planting, harvesting, and seed saving guide, which for a new gardener is a game changer. It will tell you about the plant, how to plant it, how deep to plant it, gives you pictures, and it would also teaches you how to save seeds, which is completely very valuable. There's 34 heirloom types in this bag. It grows 1,300 pounds of food, easy to grow, 100% non-GMO, 100% non-hybrid, all in a packaged, waterproof, resealable Mylar bag, the perfect addition to your emergency supply.
And what is the price point on that?
Okay, this was $30, round about $30. This is what the back looks like. So let me show you the front. Okay, it shows you that it comes with the book. It talks about open pollinating. Wrong way. Sorry, folks. Open pollinating and all that good stuff. Now, this is what caught me. You go to the back of the bag. It says a bug out bag will keep you alive for days, but a bug out seed bag will feed you for years.
Exactly.
If that's not great. A true statement right there, I mean, I was already sold.
Vineyard, it's got to go. Okay, see you, young ladies. You stay well and safe, and keep doing what you're doing. You got an amazing channel, young ladies.
Bye, Vineyard Chicks. Okay, so now on the back of this, down at the bottom, it says store in a cool, dry place. This has 7 to 11 years longevity. Sorry. And it says, due to seasonal availability, substitutions may apply. What does that mean exactly? So you might order this in the dead of winter. It might give you a few more brassicas and maybe some spring things. But this is what my bag comes with. It comes with red glow beets, heading broccoli, sprouting broccoli, storage cabbage, which is very important, ball carrot, cabbage. It comes with Danvers 126 carrot, Scarlet Nantes carrot, snowball cauliflower, Utah celery, Swiss chard, ruby red, golden Bantam corn, long slicing cucumber, black beauty eggplant. 2 herbs they're giving you in this, which is basil and thyme, kale, which is green curled, red Russian kale, bib lettuce, green leaf lettuce, romaine, cantaloupe, green curled mustard, bunching onions, garden shelling peas, California Wonderbell pepper, cayenne red pepper, small sugar pumpkin, red globe radish, Bloomsdale spinach, green zucchini squash, yellow summer squash, Waltman butternut squash, Roma tomato, and sugar baby watermelon is all in this.
Okay, now, guys and gals. So this is great for if you wanted to put some seeds back for long-term storage. A product like this is fantastic. Now, Tammy Reeder has a question in the chat there. Has anyone grown potatoes in bags? If so, please go ahead and address that in the chat. I myself grow mine in big, like 3-foot by 2-foot totes with great success. Make sure you drill holes in the bottom. Make sure you, give the soil the nutrients it's going to need for potatoes. But anyways, carry on, Melody. You got another bag similar to that, don't you?
Right. Okay. But I want to give you, in case you're interested, so let me give you a little backstory on this bag. I did a review on this last year on my channel. A lot of my subscribers asked me to grow the things in here. And hello, I had a very successful season.
Hey,
I loved it so much that I wanted another bag. So if you're interested in this, you can literally just go to www.sustainableseed.com and you can order this right here. Like I said, it's 7 to 11 year longevity and non-GMO, and you don't need anything to pollinate it. And it's in the Mylar bag. This is not opened, obviously. And now I will move on to bag number 2 in case anyone has any questions about this. Put it in the comments.
Okay, so Jason in the chat just asked, he needs the link. Melody just gave out the www dot to find that. And somebody else in the chat already, I believe Klingon Princess, already gave the link where to purchase that online.
Yes.
If that's not the link you're talking about you needed, please be more clear as to which link for what you need in the chat.
So this is by the Sustainable Seed Company. This is made in America, Salt Lake City, Utah. So again, just type in www.sustainableseed.com and you can get this as well. I had 6 tornadoes here in Pennsylvania, the most I think we've ever seen. My tomatoes were being blown out of the bed, but they survived. Tremendous haul on my tomatoes. Everything did great.
Okay, so guys and gals, this is an amazing thing for
and if you're not sure how to garden, it gives you a book right here. The book is how many pages? 48-page full color planting, harvesting, and seed saving guide. It will take you from the beginning all the way to the end. I think that this is phenomenal. They're not paying me to say it, unfortunately, but I love this. I'm going to move on to my second pick that I decided on.
All right, let's keep that one a little more condensed.
Okay, so the next one
in description.
The next one that I decided on is called Clack's Garden and Vegetables. It's a smaller bag. There is 15,000 seeds in here, 42 different types, and literally, here's the bag. This is the size.
Yeah, put it right in the center of the screen there, dear. There you are. Yeah, so folks can see it. That's perfect.
Okay. Now, with this one, when you look at the back, right here is the sticker. I'm sorry if you can't see it perfectly. I will read it to you. It says, storable in a cool, dry place for up to 25 years from the packaging date. And this was packaged September 22nd, 2021, because I loved it so much. I bought both. I got both around August or September. The difference in the two is this is full packs. These are smaller packs. I did open it because I needed some red cabbage out of here. And I will show you what the packages look like. This is the size of their packages in the collects right here. There's a lot in there, but these are the size of the packages. It gives you not a booklet, but it gives you seed type, the germination, how many seeds per envelope. They give you a little chart that says thank you. And needless to say, there are all the seed packs inside of there. So if you're noticing the theme here, when it says storable in a cool, dry place, to me, I don't feel as if your seeds belong in the refrigerator. That is my opinion, because the moisture, so forth and so on. So these go down the basement because it stays about anywhere between 50 to 55 degrees down there, and my seeds do great. This one does not have a specific website. All you need to do is go under Amazon and look up Clack's Garden. It's C-A-I-X Garden.
C-L? Clack's?
Clack's, C-L-A-I-X.
Okay.
Garden. And it also states that it's made in the USA, and that I am totally for. And again, it's also open pollinated. So God forbid something goes wrong with our bees. These are both open pollinated. Here is your, this is a lot of value right here, because this is your self-sustainable way of eating food by having seeds off to the side.
Okay, so do you know the price point on the brown bag, the Clack's?
The brown bag was a little bit cheaper. And I want to show you a full size of the pack. I've tried to be organized for this live.
Welcome to the chat. It's nice for you to have joined us. And I hope you get something good out of this gardening interview.
Okay, so I showed you the little packs. You just have to give me a minute, because I have a lot of seeds, my friends.
All right. Well, while you're doing that, what I'll do is I'll show folks a simpler way. It's not as it's not in Mylar bags for long-term storage or anything like that.
The first one is. The second one is just in this brown bag that is sealed. So.
And what was the price point on that? That's all we're looking for on that.
So this is approximately $30. And this one is under $30. I want to say this was about 22 bucks.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they store great. They're in Mylar. They're 25 years shelf life. Vitra, hello, and welcome everyone who's coming in. But for new gardeners, new preppers, you don't have to have Mylar. I literally keep mine in a basket in a cool, dark place. It doesn't need to be any more complicated than that. So you can buy the seed packs, or you can harvest and store your own seeds as well. Simply in a Ziploc baggie, dry them out real good, either in a dehydrator or in a windowsill or in the oven on a very, very low temperature. You can do that. You can also buy seeds in bulk, such as this. Now, these ones are for making sprouts, and you can see it's like a 2-pound bag or more, and it was 20 bucks or whatever. But there are thousands and thousands and thousands of seeds in here, and you don't have to grow them as sprouts. You can grow them as individual plants. So it's a very economical way to buy your seeds. Now, this bag of seeds here is also for sprouting, and this one is more bean specific. It's a bean blend for growing bean sprouts. Okay. But you don't have to just grow sprouts. You can grow the plant, right? You can also go to the grocery store and buy a bag of beans and plant it, and they will grow. There are very many economical ways to get seeds if you think outside of the box, right? Okay, so I think we've got seeds covered.
Yeah, now before I move on, just so people can see, this is the size of the pack of seeds that come in here compared to the little ones, which I will show you one more time. These are the size pack of seeds that come in the Clax garden right there. So I did like this one a little bit better because it's full packs of seeds in the bug out seed bag.
All right, if you can just go ahead and address, Pamela Fury has a question in the chat. How many hours a day do you leave your grow lights on?
Okay. My grow lights, I'm going to keep this real. My grow lights are not this expensive setup because I try to teach my subscribers this. I'm going to lean this. Nope. Here we go. Ready to see? I am going to show you. This is a lamp in the girls department at Target, $19.99, and I have the grow bulbs inside of it. Nothing real expensive. I will leave mine on for about 12, 15 hours, turn them off. There have been times I don't even turn them off, especially.
I typically go 14 hours.
Yeah, I'm usually around 15, but if my plants are small, I will leave them on a little bit longer,
Sure.
But I've done it for years where I never even turn off my grow bulbs, ever.
All right,
And
that's a great question from the chat.
these are energy efficient bulbs as well, but they are grow lights. And this has been my system for quite some time. As you can see, there's one over here where I took the domes off, but the lamp was literally $19.99. Grow bulbs can be found in any box store. They're like LEDs. Works great. I wanted to show mine as well. This is my kale microgreens right here.
Yeah.
Okay. I also have rainbow radish heirloom microgreens right there. I do have my alfalfa sprouts, but they're in the other room. And this is broccoli microgreens. I have the whole setup with the jar, the lids. And during the winter, when you're hungry, just sprout them in a little water, rinse them, a couple days, you'll have food. So
yeah, you don't need fancy lights for sprouting seeds or for growing seedlings. Passamaquoddy, there you are. Welcome. Welcome to everyone who's just coming in. Ronnie Braun, I see you there. Welcome.
So one other thing I want to mention, it was a question by Miss Andale. She said, Melody, I don't have a heat mat. Is there anything else I can use? And I said, yes. Go get yourself a flat heating mat, heating pad. And I've done that for years and years before I actually got heat mats. You could put it in the window. I used, because I grow a lot of food, 75 self-count trays with the dome on the top on a heat mat or a heating pad. Bingo, bango. You can do it very affordably if you cannot actually afford the more expensive. So over here on my channel, I try to show you how you can garden on a budget without expensive lighting, expensive equipment.
John Poole, welcome. And you know what? That's one of the reasons why I wanted to bring Melody on as well, because she and I are like-minded again in the same way as doing things budget friendly. Now, I think we got seeds pretty much covered, seed storage and, where to get them, how to get them, harvest your own, on and on, right? And somebody in the chat did ask you if you seed harvest. So if you could answer that just quickly.
I do seed harvest. I had a lot of seeds saved last year. And unfortunately, like I said, this is a new homestead. And some things were coming over to me out of my friend's attic. And he brought 3 mice with him. So they enjoyed my seeds. Little disappointed, but I'm not going to cry over it because I'll just re-seed save this year. But that is what happened to my seeds last year, except for the hot peppers. So nonetheless, yeah, seed saving is very important because it will get you through year after year, which can cut down that expense of having to order. If everything was to shut down as far as the companies are concerned for seeds, that's why you need to seed save. So.
All right, that's perfect. I think we're doing pretty good so far. What do you think?
I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, you comfortable? You were a little nervous at the beginning, I know.
I'm always a little nervous, but I'm the one-woman show over here on my channel, so I just need a hot minute and then I'm good.
I'm a one-man show as well, and to be honest with you, I've taught, I've done public speaking, I've played thousands of hours on stages, on live music, but I still get the nerves. There's still the butterflies before.
Yeah, I think I got the nerves because it's Sean, and I was like, whoa. That's what made me a little nervous, but I'm happy and privileged to be here. So
I'm just some guy, I'm just some guy,
I'm just someone.
My channel is all about the people, about the subscribers, which is why I wanted to bring you on to share your knowledge with them, right? We could jam, share ideas back and forth, get some Q&A going on. But one of the other reasons I wanted to have this lady on my channel is recently she's come up with a fantastic idea. Now, a lot of you guys and gals in my chat. Now, I know there's some of you over here from Melody's channel, and there's some of you in here that are new watching who don't really know my story. Sort of last year and over the winter, I've come across some health and mobility issues. So we're going to talk a little bit about gardening with limits, and to sort of bring that point up, this lovely lady right here had a fantastic idea of how to do some gardening.
Is this the twist? Is this going to be the twist?
This is the twist. This is the gardening with a twist part. Okay. Yeah. The lady loves to dance. I'll give her the floor in a second, but she came up with an amazing, amazing idea of how to garden and grow yourself something, even if you have zero growing space. If you got a patio, a balcony, a front stoop, you can do it. So I'm going to leave it to this lady. She wants to dance. Go ahead and cha-cha-cha, girl. Let them know what your great idea is. I love this idea, guys and gals, and I think you're going to love it too. And this is something you can share with the kids, the grandkids, whomever. Limited space, you can do it. On to you.
Okay, my friends, I came up with this idea. I was originally going to do container gardening. I'm very passionate. I have 2 sons of my own, 23, 26. People need to wake up. Everybody needs to start growing something. And I wanted to go towards anyone that had, like, maybe they're in a wheelchair, maybe they have kids and they want to incorporate their children, Maybe you're in your younger 20s. So I came up with the hashtag come salsa with me. What is that exactly? I really don't like to say challenge, my friends, because
What
I
did you
think
call it?
the hashtag come salsa with me. You know, cha cha cha. So that's the hashtag. And what is it exactly? As soon as I get my foot unstuck, hold on, folks. Okay.
Lone Star and Mrs. Lone Star. Welcome to the chat.
So this is the idea that I came up with and why I'm very passionate. If I can get one person to grow something, grow their own food. Okay, so here you go. This is my idea. Come salsa with me.
Yeah, what's it all about?
I'm going to tell you what it's all about. What it's about is there's no rules. It's to have fun. You can use a grow bag, a pot, a tire. You can use, maybe you have an old tote that you're not using for clothing. Always remember to have, you know, your drainage holes. And I thought, I don't really know a lot of people that don't like salsa. I've done a salsa container myself, and I decided to talk about it on a live. The feedback has been phenomenal. And basically, what you would do is you would just figure out what you're going to grow in, right? I don't care if it's 500 or a 25-gallon pot container. Like I said, no real rules. So the hashtag come salsa with me is you would be growing your own salsa for fresh eating. You can put the pot on your step, your back deck, your balcony. Takes up bare minimal amount of room. And all you have to do is plant. Well, tell me you want to be in it. And then all you have to do is figure out what you're going to grow in. Everything gets planted in the same container, pot, grow bag. You get the drift. You would need to plant a bell pepper, whether if you like red, go for red. You like green, do green. Plant one jalapeno pepper plant in there. You can do a large cherry tomato and then a container tomato. So that would be two. Some bunching onions inside there. And if you're sort of like me, I don't like eating cilantro off of the plant. To me, it tastes like soap. I hear that a lot. But when it's in my salsa, I absolutely love it. So what you would do exactly is say whether or not you want to do the come salsa with me. This is to encourage children to see where their food comes from. Maybe somebody's in a wheelchair. They have mobility issues. This is easy peasy. And anyone that decides to do the come salsa with me, from beginning to end, I am sending out all the seeds that you will need to do your come salsa with me for next year. And my friend, Joe from Garden State Gardener.
Oh, let me just pause you there for a second, guys, and Melody. Joe from Garden State Gardener. Hello, indeed. He just finished up his live stream. He just jumped in because he was on his own live stream.
Yes.
One of my moderators, if we could see a link to Garden State Gardener, that would be awesome. Hello and welcome, Joe. Now,
hi, Joe. Joe is an amazing, amazing person in this community, my friends. If you have not checked him out, please do so. He bends over backwards. He does like a seed giveaway every Sunday. I might not have had a seed. I was all out of Genevieve's. He just sent them to me. He is fantastic.
Okay, so now what are you saying Joe's going to do for this challenge? Now,
what Joe is offering to do for the winner of my challenge, because like I said, everyone is a winner over here. But Joe stepped up in my live and said, Melody, I will purchase 5 packs of seeds from MI Gardener and I will give them to the winner. So you're already going to receive seeds from me so you can continue with the salsa garden. It's getting a lot of fantastic feedback. This may be something that we will continue next year and the year after, God willing. But this year, for the first time that I decided to do it, Joe from Garden State Gardener, who lives in New Jersey, stepped up and he is going to purchase 5 packs of seeds from MI Gardener for the winner. Now, how do you win? This is what you do, my friends. You figure out what you're going to put your ingredients in. I just named the ingredients for you. I can tell you them again in a few minutes. When you have your pot, grow bag, bucket, tire, whatever it is you're going to plant in, you're going to turn on the camera. You're going to show us your whatever you're planting it in and your plants. And that's it.
So
That is it. You're going to use the hashtag come salsa with me. You're going to tag me at Bake a Leg and Let's Dig It. You're just going to bring us along occasionally throughout the growing season. And the person that gets a bowl, this is not by any means for anyone to get like 20 quart-sized jars. This is strictly for fresh eating and to have fun. There's no real major rules other than grow it all in one big container and have a great time while you're doing it.
Okay, so the whole concept is grow all the ingredients you need for salsa, aside from if you use vinegars or oils or anything like that, or if you use a big onion or whatever.
Yeah,
grow it all in one big container.
Mm-hmm.
And this is something I see it, brother Shad here in the chat. He was talking about wanting to do some gardening and stuff like that. And I know you got a small patio. Maybe that's something that you could do with a small patio. Get one large pot, you put a tomato in there, some jalapeno, a green pepper, and some herbs, and some walking onions or spring onions, and boom, you got salsa.
And right? Tomatoes, don't forget the tomato.
The tomato, yeah, cherry tomato, whatever it might be. But so it has to be a large enough pot you can do that in to accommodate all of those different vegetables successfully. But I thought the concept of that idea was so fantastic and such fun. You know, you could do it with your kids and teach your kids how to grow, even if you don't have space to do it. A little on your porch, on the step, you know, if you've got a little spot like that on the balcony, you can do it. You don't need to have a yard. You don't need to have a patch of dirt to grow in. I thought the concept of come salsa with me is absolutely fantastic. And even if you don't, quote, quote, enter the competition, even if you just want to play along and do it on your own, to show yourself that, yeah, you can grow food at home in a tote on the stoop and make your own salsa. I think it's fantastic. Everybody should be growing food. And this is a real fun thing you can do to teach the kids.
Grandkids.
Yeah, participation with your grandkids, anything like that. So I thought it was a real fun idea.
The big thing for me is, I know a lot of people don't like hearing the word challenge. There's a lot of rules and stipulations. There's no rules over here. Just show me the bag, show me the pot, show me the bucket, show me the tire. Maybe you're going to grow it in a trough. Show me the plants, the container, you're in. You just make that video. And throughout the season, you just bring us along to see how everything's doing with your salsa garden. Have fun while you're doing it. And that's really pretty much it. And if you want to win, it's for fresh eating. I don't care if you get a cup of fresh salsa, or maybe you'll get a big bowl of fresh salsa. Then you have the likelihood of winning the 5 packs from Mr. Garden State Gardener, who is my dear friend Joe.
Maybe we can see a link to one of my awesome moderators. We can see a link for Garden State Gardener. And how does Michigan MI Gardener play into this? Maybe we can see a link to MI Gardener as well, because a lot of people do get their seeds from there, and with a high success of germination rate.
And that is where Joe is going to purchase the 5 packs of seeds for the winner.
Okay.
Everyone here is going to be a winner. Let me reinstate this. I'm prepared for everyone that joins the Come Salsa with me. You will be given jalapenos. You will be given like green bell peppers, 2 different types of tomato seeds, maybe some long bunch and onions, cilantro, and parsley, courtesy of me, because why not? I just want to see people try to grow their own food, and this is literally fun. Have fun with it. There's no rules. There's no rules. Just bring us along and show us how your plants are doing, and that's it.
Okay, I'm just going to take a minute. Southern Belle, hello. Scrappy Cat, hello. Sheena, I don't think I said hi. Grey Wolf. Somebody else just jumped in here. Roaming, I think I saw. Hello and welcome to all who are coming in. My special guest this evening. This is Melody. Her channel is Bake a Leg and Let's Dig It Homestead. Maybe we can see a link to that. We'll see a link to Garden State Gardener, MI Gardener. We'll take some time, maybe give the thumbs up, maybe go do a little subscription here and there. Sheena, how you doing? Yeah, hit that thumbs up, do the subscribe, get some links out. This is the time to do that. But yeah, this is my friend Melody, awesome at gardening, preparedness mindset, from Bake a Leg and Let's Dig It Homestead. I thought we could have a great, informative chat about gardening, and I thought her come salsa with me, gardening salsa, all the ingredients you need in one pot or one tote, one container, one small bed, whatever it might be. I think it's a fantastic idea. So simple and fun that anyone can do. So it's one of the reasons why, a couple of the reasons I wanted to have her on, and just have her share some of her knowledge with you guys and gals. I thought such a fun challenge, and it's kind of a non-challenge challenge.
Right. So needless to say, you can do like a Black Prince tomato inside your thing, or in a large cherry tomato. The jalapeno is your choice. If you like it hot, then go hot. If you don't really like heat, then just do like a jalapeno. You can do cilantro, like I said. If you don't like it, you can improvise with parsley, and a green bell pepper or a red bell pepper, whatever you like. The object here is, my friends, is anyone can do this. I cannot explain this feeling that I have, this need to want to try to have some fun and encourage people. I get a lot of notifications over on Instagram. I can't do it. I have a black thumb. No one's born with a black thumb, because let me tell you something. This is a seed, and this seed wants to grow. And that's all you have to do. So the other thing to this challenge is, if you want to buy the plants, go right ahead. There's no rules. If you want to like use your own and put it in whatever, but if you want to go to a local box store and buy the ingredients to put into your pot, trellis, trough, grow bag,
Melody,
the decision's yours.
Someone in the chat asked, is there a timeline or a deadline for this? Because
okay, if you would like to join the come salsa with me,
because people have different grow zones.
Absolutely. That's why I'm doing it this way. So
perfect.
If you want to participate and have some fun in the come salsa with me, I picked like the day before Easter because I didn't want to bother anyone during Easter. All you have to do before Easter is know whether or not you want to do it. But based off of your grow zone, wherever you may live, it could be different than mine. My last frost is April the 20th. I'll probably wait to some point in May. It's at any time. It's whenever your season starts, whenever your season ends. There's no timeline as far as, oh, well, you have to plant it at this and this. No, there's no rules over here. None. Buy the plant or do the seed. But if you want to join, I'm just asking everyone so I can have a head count approximately on who wants to participate in this and have loads of fun. You can teach your grandkids to help out. Let them see where their food's coming from. In all actuality, I've already spent like $200 alone in my grocery bill on just produce itself. I like pico de gallo. I like salsa. I put the two together and was like, yeah, let's do the come salsa with me.
Melody, go on ahead and hold the chat down. Grab another talking point there. Hold the chat down. Hear me for me here for 2 minutes.
Okay.
It's your show.
Ooh, it's my show. Okay. So anyway, So that was a big thing for me, is I really didn't want challenge on the end of it, because I know people are busy. We're all busy. And a lot of challenges have a lot of rules. And that was a big thing for me, is to not really set any rules. Initially, I said, if you want to do a video that you're joining, that's great. You don't have to. The video's up on my page. If you go under it and look, you can see people saying, this is awesome, I'm in. So I'm tickled about it. My subscriber, Teresa Shands, everybody was throwing out ideas and loving the idea. And she is the one that came up with the Come Salsa with me. Loved it. Amy from Acre Homestead looked it up, and the hashtag was available. So what you would do is, whatever you're growing it in, when you have your plants, turn on the camera. If you're a YouTuber, make sure you use the hashtag. Tag my channel, which is Bake a Leg and Let's Dig It, Homestead. Let me just see what you're growing it in, and that is it. You can bring us along as it progresses or how it looks, and just have a blast with it. So that's the idea that I came up with, and it's getting a lot of positive feedbacks. Sean being like, wow, that's awesome. That's a great idea. Like I said, I do a little prepping and preparing over here. I always did, growing up, the way I food shop and whatnot. And I have a 23-year-old son. They don't have a yard. So he and his girlfriend can get a pot, and it's for fresh eating. So I thought it was a fantastic idea. And then when I saw the responses I've been getting on it, I was tickled, because I'm really trying very hard to bring some confidence in some people that will write me on Instagram and say, I have a black thumb. No one's born with a black thumb. Everyone can do this, no matter what your age is, no matter what a disability is that you may have. And that was a goal of mine, to make this fun for everyone.
That's just awesome. Yeah, I loved the idea. I was blown away by the simplicity of it, and that everybody can do it, which is, like I say, guys and gals, why I wanted to have Melody on here. And someone just said in the chat that they're doing a, where did that go? I think it was a sunflower in a bucket challenge. Who was that? Oh, Southern Sown and Grown. So obviously, if Southern Sown and Grown is doing a challenge, obviously they have a channel. So maybe we can see a link to their channel. If one of my moderators wouldn't mind busting that out, would be freaking fantastic. All right, Southern Belle Teacher has a question, and she's directing it towards me, but I'll give you an opportunity to chime in on it too. For those of us in hotter zones, we may not be able to grow onions and tomatoes together. My thoughts on that. Well, sometimes you got to grow big onions in a different space. And if your option is to only grow big onions, don't put them in the same bucket if they're going to take up too much room. The idea is grow the majority of the ingredients in one bucket. It's just to participate in, it's to get people to actually plant something. Because Mel here, I think she feels the same urgency that I do, which is one of the reasons why I started my channel. I'm in the city. I've got a few little patches of dirt in my backyard around the patio, and I'm using it to grow, and I'm using it to make mistakes, to show you guys and gals that it can be done in an urban environment with very little space, or in containers. I'm making mistakes on purpose to show you guys and gals what mistakes not to make. But, I think there's a strong sense of urgency.
Can I interject about the onion?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not expecting someone to grow a big fat onion. If you want to make your own salsa so that you have it for a year, that being in your garden, my Come Salsa with me is putting it all together. So when it comes to the onions, you can use long bunching onions. You can use like a scallion, chop the white down at the bottom, and that solves the problem with the whole onion. I'm not expecting anyone to grow a big monstrous Walla Walla onion in there.
All right. Okay, so Southern Bell's saying it's just too hot to do it at that time. All right, here's my solution to that, Southern Bell. When you go to the store and you buy like your long, skinny green onions, chop off the top and use it up, but leave the bottom. Throw that in a glass of water. It'll sprout up for you, and stick it in dirt inside your house in a climate-controlled area, and put it by the window in dirt, and it'll grow onions for you. And there's your solution around
Also,
that.
using a grow bag, they have handles and you can move it from out of the sun into the shade.
There's that as well. There's lots of different ways to skin an onion.
Yep.
So, Sugar in the Attic, welcome. Can you water bath canned salsa? All right, let's get to that. Let's move on a little bit. That's a great idea. So, would you water bath canned salsa?
I would, and I have.
So would I. You could also pressure can it if you want to.
And
Doesn't matter. Just do your research on the canning, and whatever your longest time period for canning of whatever ingredient that's in whatever you're canning, you have to can it to that amount of time.
right.
Okay? But let's talk about food preservation. All right, we'll move on a little bit and we'll talk about food preservation, because for a lot of my viewers with preparedness mindset, we're talking about putting food back. How do you put it back? All right, so this lovely lady grew over 5,000 pounds of food. Hey, Cliff, how you doing? Welcome back. She grew over 5,000 pounds of food on 1,600 square feet. How did you store it? What did you do with it?
Geez, that was a lot. Well, some I donated. The
floor is yours.
Okay, thank you. I had a gazillion tomatoes, my friends, and I donated locally here, my family, of course. And there's also a food bank not that far from here. When I was done needing the tomatoes I would need, I donated them. I do a lot of water bath canning. Let me show you.
I'm just going to pause you on that for a second, okay? Now, with donating your extra produce to food banks might not take them, okay? So you may have to go through a church organization or
I've done that too.
A local charity group. Just saying that all food banks will not take homegrown produce, because it's not hasn't come through a grocery store and certified free of anyone jabbing it with nasty stuff or whatever. You know what I mean? But I just wanted to make that clear.
Every state is different when it comes to donating. I had a lot of extra plant starts left over and gave them to a woman and took it to the parish because I wanted them dispersed amongst the seniors there, anyone that may have wanted to attempt to have a garden. As far as I'm concerned, I preserved the entire time.
Where did you put it all? Like, what did you do with it? Where did you put it all?
Okay. I did X amount of jars. I mean, I didn't want to bring them all up because my storage is downstairs in the basement. I've done different types of tomato sauce, pizza sauce, chili sauce. I mean, you name it, dice. I did all that with it. And then I also did things like this, if you can see.
Yeah, shift it over the other way. There you are. Put it closer. Okay.
This is called the Shishito Pepper. People get confused. Oh, it's hot, it's spicy. It was never hot and spicy for me. So I was eating so many fresh that I decided that I wanted to vinegar some and, water bath can it. I also will do, sorry, don't mind my head. These are red bell sweet peppers that I dehydrated so you can just reconstitute. I have a lot of jars downstairs. I really do.
All right.
Do I need to?
Okay, so I brought up a jar of dehydrated peppers that I have for this one as well. All right, hold your peppers up, center screen. Okay, guys and gals, you want to play a little game? How many peppers are in the jar? Do you know, Mel?
Well, in my jar, I do.
I know in my jar. Okay, guys and gals in the chat, let's have a little bit of fun. If you want to guess how many peppers are in Mel's jar or my jar, just put either one of our names and the number. These are quart jars.
How many peppers did it take to dehydrate to get a quart size jar?
All right, Klingon Princess is already chiming in with 200. And I'm just going to go ahead and say, I'll give you a hint, that's a little high. Okay, now Sugar in the Attic's gone with 10 pounds. That's interesting. 200. Okay, another with 200. 200 is too high, guys and gals. At least in my case. 133 is too high, Garden State. It's not quite that, Joe. Sown and Grown, Southern Sown and Grown's guessing 100. Sugar in the Attic's at 90. Let's wait a little bit more. And
I guess it can also depend on the size pepper you're using, but these are my Carmen Italian peppers. They're longer. It's a bigger pepper, and it's really, really sweet.
All right, these are a regular generic sweet bell pepper. And Teresa D's guessing 55 for me and 57 for you. Somebody else guessed 75. Sam's guessing 300. No. It's not. It's under 200. Way under 200. But the pounds guess was very, very interesting. I wish I'd weighed them out first. 77, 43, 60, 113. I guess right to get the record collection. Youper. No, you don't. But that's a good guess. For me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just say somebody just guessed it at 60. I have 60 full-on, full-grown red bell peppers in here. And that's a lot of peppers. That's like 2 big flats of peppers if you go out and you buy them. And if you buy them at the store, think of what the price is going to be, okay?
Now, did you use a dehydrator, Sean?
Yes, I did. And it's just a cheap, crappy one from, Canadian Tire or Walmart, whatever. Just a little round one, 5-tier.
Okay, so mine's from Amazon. My dehydrator, it was $30. It has 5 shelves on it. And this, my friend, is 2 times of 15 peppers, which comes out to 30. There's 30 peppers I use to fill this entire jar, and I have many of these.
Ace, you behave yourself. Ace Maduro in the chat's acting up a little bit. When they come into my chat, when I do a live stream, if I leave the room or something, they start auctioning off my stuff. He asked if they could auction off my peppers.
Oh, my goodness.
Behave yourself.
So mine was 30 because I did 2 rounds of 15 peppers each. So this is 30 of the big Italian pepper. And yeah, absolutely amazing, my friends.
So this lady's peppers might have been twice the size of mine. Either that or they were cut different, whichever. It matters on how you cut them as to how many you can fit.
It also depends on the size of the pepper. I picked a different Italian style pepper.
Fat Man Prepper, you behave yourself too. You do not have dibs on the doomsday clock. I have dibs on the doomsday clock. But that's really cool. Okay, so you've canned some, you've dehydrated some. This is one of the things that I love that I've dehydrated. And this right here, that's all Swiss chard. And if you had to go buy the contents of the Swiss chard at the store that's in this jar, it's at least a couple of $100 worth. It dehydrates down so small and stores in such a small area. And now for this stuff, all you got to do is just take a handful of it and break it into your spaghetti sauce when you're cooking it.
Yeah, that's how I do my kale. So I got into something a little bit new this year, even though it was crazy, hectic, busy. I wanted to start doing some of my own teas. So here is my bee balm that I harvested. Okay. Let me give you, okay, bee balm. If you're not familiar with bee balm, if you feel like you're getting the flu or you have an upset stomach, this is the way to go medicinally. I also harvested some raspberry leaves. As you can see, the jars went down a little bit because I gave some to my son's girlfriend. So this is, I'm having a problem with that. This is raspberry leaves, which is more so meant for a woman, cramps, things of that nature. Now, this, I have a whole thing full bigger than this. This is my lemon balm that I dehydrated. Lemon balm's good for anxiety. I have that. It also relaxes you, so forth and so on. Absolutely wonderful.
Sugar in the Attic has a question. Has anyone ever made barbecue sauce and canned it? The answer is no. Barbecue sauce is absolutely simple to make. I have, however, made my own Dijon mustard and I water bath canned it. So go check out that video. It's early last year, I think.
I made barbecue sauce and I made, let me see, I made barbecue sauce and I also made.
Did you can it?
I did. Let me think a second. Barbecue sauce and what was the other one that I did?
And you water bath canned it, right?
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of that other thing that I did because you just distracted me. So barbecue sauce, I have done that. That's fairly easy. Oh, pizza sauce. I also did pizza sauce.
I did pizza sauce as well, and I water bath canned it.
When you're getting as many tomatoes as I was getting, you got to do something with them. A lot of my peppers, I dehydrated, I stripped, I diced, and I airtight in the freezer it went. So I'm going to wrap this part up on the tea thing. I'm growing chamomile. It came back this year. This is how much I've used of it. This is one of many jars of marigolds, my friends, right here. And if you're not sure, this is for tea. If you mix chamomile and marigolds together, you will be asleep. So go easy on the marigolds, but you can put marigold in with chamomile. It's relaxing. You can get a great night's sleep. So I'm loving that aspect of, growing medicinals. It's outside of my garden. It's on the other side. I have a lot of different medicinal property, different things there, because I would like to have that section of the property be like a pharmacy.
Southern Belle, you stay well and safe, okay?
So this book was sent to me by a friend of mine. I've done some research on this, and last year I started with getting involved in medicinals and teas and stuff like that, because nothing like having your own pharmacy in the yard, or on your property, whatever you want to call it. So
tell more about marigold tea. Andale Homestead is asking.
Okay, so organic marigolds, not sprayed, not anything. When the heads come up, I just pluck them. And you could go back and look at some of those videos. The more I plucked, the more marigolds I actually got. And I just dehydrated them on my 5 shelves. Okay. And then what you would do is you would drop one of these in like a tea ball or, with your chamomile. But I wouldn't recommend putting more than one in here unless you want to really be asleep for, just go easy on that. But
Ace Zero in chat has a question about putting stuff in jars that has been dehydrated. Do you vacuum seal it or what do you do? You can answer that. I'll answer it. We can both do that.
I use the fresh packs.
Potato Head, I'm in Canada.
The oxygen absorbers, it keeps it fresh. That's what I do.
You can do that. You can also, if you have a vacuum sealer with the jar attachment, you can go ahead and vacuum seal it that way, and that'll save you the price of an oxygen absorber. Kicking it Homestead. Yes, you can oven can it for sure.
Yep.
You can dry can it in the oven, but you got to be careful with some herbs. They don't get over a certain temperature, so that you don't destroy or activate the nutrients in them. You understand? You can also just put them in the can and put the lid on. That works fine, but vacuum sealing or using an oxygen absorber will definitely preserve the life of it longer.
Ooh.
You all right?
Yeah, we want to talk about this next.
What's that?
I have a video over on my channel. You know, when I started playing around with the medicinals in
Hang
this
on a
jar.
second. I just want to point out a comment that Sheena made. She said, y'all too fancy. She just puts it in a jar with a lid on it. No issues. Exactly. And I made that
Yeah,
point.
I've done that too, and I've never had a problem.
Exactly. Yeah.
This that you're looking at right now is a health tonic. So virus, cold, cough. What is in here exactly is ginger, orange, lemon. This is my second one. What you do is you put all the ingredients. Like I said, this is available over on my channel. You can take a look at it. And what you do is you put all the ingredients together. This has onion. Like I said, it has, trying to think, it's been a hot minute since I made this. You can, it's delicious actually. Has jalapeno in it, lemon juice, orange juice, the rind of both. It also has rosemary in it, has turmeric in it. Everything that you would need to stay healthy in case you get sick over the winter time. So you would probably make this about June, because you want this to sit for at least 6 months. Just give it a shake, pop it, make sure it's good. The liquid is all the juices coming off of like the ginger. There's peppercorns in here because it activates the turmeric. And this is amazing. This really is amazing. I have
Now,
a small.
Is it a ferment?
I'm trying to think, did I put vinegar in it? I have to think. If the video's on my channel, I may have put some apple cider vinegar in this, but it's not a ferment where you have to pop it and let the gas out. This is something you put all the ingredients in. You go by every day, you give it a shake, you let this sit for about 6 months, then you would take a strainer, take out all the ingredients. The ingredients that are in here, you could actually put it in a like a blender, and you can use those ingredients to make your hot sauce. But this tonic right here will keep you feeling pretty well. If you start feeling like you're coming down with a little something, you don't feel so good, you just take a swig of it. You can do a tablespoon of it. But this is good to have. This is all natural stuff from out of the garden. You whip it together and you just let it sit for 6 months. And this is everything you need to stay healthy. And it smells delish. I could probably take a sip of that right now, and it's been sitting for at least 6 months.
That's awesome.
You will get a quick snap of like heat very fast from the jalapeno, but this is what the turmeric does to it. Smells amazing. Smells amazing. Let's go. I'm going to try it.
I use a little turmeric in my mustard just for color.
Woo! There you have it, my friends. It's that quick, and it gives you all the vitamins and everything that you need. So if you get sick, this is everywhere though. You can just type in tonics. Everyone does them differently. This is just how I did mine. And I had a half quart size jar of, this size jar that was full of this. And there's only a little speck left from the wintertime. If I felt a little off, I just took a quick swig or a tablespoon of it, and I felt fantastic the next day. So that's another thing that I did with, the garlic, the rose. Oh my goodness, it's going to give me the hiccups now. Some jalapenos, the garlic, peppercorns, ginger, orange rind, lemon rind, plus the juice of both. The turmeric, like I said, rosemary, thyme is in there. You could look it up. It's fantastic for your body. So.
All right, that's great. Okay, so what else do we have for a talking point? I thought this was a great time of year to get this thing to get this interview done, simply because of the her challenge, which is Come Salsa with me. You can find it on our channel. We'll see a link. Oh yeah, Stuart's there with the link to Bake a Leg and Let's Dig It.
Thank you.
Find the challenge over on her channel. You can get with her on that. I thought it was a great time of year to do it. She had a fantastic garden last year for her first year on that homestead. So I wanted to talk about soil amendment, seeds, how she got over 5,000 pounds of food off of 1,600 square feet of garden. Now, if you want to talk a little bit about how you...
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I was basically harvesting at least 50 pounds a day. And I never expected that in a million years because I worried, you know.
One of my questions for you, Melody, is how did you achieve so much success in your garden? Did you do square foot gardening, or how did you plot it out? How did you lay it out? That's one other talking point that I wanted to come across.
Thank goodness.
It's really important for folks to know, especially with limited space, how you maximize on your space. So I'm going to give you the floor back, okay?
Okay. So what I am totally into is pushing the limits. You may see a pack of seeds. I'll just use this as an example. It could tell you, I don't know. We won't use that one. Let's go with this one for an example. So on the back, it'll say space 18 to 24 inches. I never do that. This is a jalapeno pepper. If you want to go over to my channel and look into last year, my pepper plants were up to my shoulders. I plant everything very close. I am a high impact gardener. If I'm harvesting something out of the bed, I have something else to put right back into it or in the ground. So that's number one. High impact is a lot of work, but you get to use all of your space. When spring rolled around, I had butter crunch lettuces that were this big, and our spring wasn't that long here this last year. So high impact gardening, but you always have to make sure that you have other seeds going. So when you harvest something, that spot is not left bone dry with nothing in it. You drop the next thing in. I harvested buku amount of lettuce it was pak choi, and immediately I was putting down arugula lettuce. The other way that I like to garden is I am big for square foot gardening. I have an old square tomato cage that bends in half. I lay it down like a grid. In each one of the boxes, I plant. I had 12 to 16 eggplants on just one half of the bed, and the other half was rainbow carrots. So, I mean, it's huge. Vertical gardening, grow up. Your squashes, I had spaghetti squash, acorn squash, butternut squash, all going up of the trellis. When you utilize your space, you can get a lot out of it. Just when it comes to high impact gardening, the way that I can explain this to you is know where you want your things to go. Only grow what you're willing and able to eat. Do not grow something that you're not going to like. And then have a game plan where you're going to put things. Last year was my first season with my new garden, and I made a few mistakes. I put a couple of my tomato beds in spots where it was taken away from the garden. But I would really say you could utilize a lot of space. I
got a question in the chat, and it comes from good friends of mine who are actually local to me. I've done some videos with them. Ivan and Joe here in the chat have a question for you, if you happen to know. What is really good for rheumatism, please? They're asking.
Well, I'm new with trying to do teas and whatnot. Like, I'm learning about the benefits of garlic, but I could highly, because I would never want to steer anyone in the wrong direction when you come to my channel. It's completely real over here. This is a wonderful, wonderful book.
And let me just pause this. YouTube, fair play. We are not giving out medical information here.
No, not at all.
Okay, and don't talk behind that book. We can't hear you.
This is medicinal. This is herbs. So if it's rheumatoid or arthritis, you can purchase this book, and it will have it in here. It tells you like the benefits to oregano. I don't think people realize how many benefits to oregano there really is. I'm by far a doctor. I was going to say that before he did, but needless to say, there's things in here for anxiety and panic attacks, which is a valerian root. has a calming effect that's beneficial to people with panic and anxiety disorders. I mean, this book, I would so recommend this book. It's copyrighted by Claude Davis. It's been done by Nicholas Appeline, who is a PhD, and Claude Davis. So if you have rheumatoid arthritis, make sure you clarify if you get this book, you want to check it out with your doctor too. 99% of the doctors are like, yeah, it's really good for you. It has,
do you have or grow stinging nettle? Pamela Fury is asking.
No, I am incorporating some newer things this year. Last year was my first year with all that gardening going on, that I wanted to do a little something for myself and start with some medicinals. And I wanted to get into flowers, because if you can grow something pretty, it will entice you to want to go in your garden, even though gardening can be a lot of work. But you know what? The benefits of having a garden or container gardening is it's just amazing. I can't say anything bad about it. I'm going to look into getting, I have bee balm out there right now, lemon balm. I also have lavender. So I am going to look in, and chamomile. I'm going to look into a few other things that would be, interesting and good for me. I do have St. John's wort going. So I'm basically leaning towards, I have a roommate that has diabetes. I'm looking for, herbs that would help with that, and also anxiety. So this is a wonderful book.
Hold it up right in the center there. The Lost Book of Herbal Remedies by Nicole Appelian, PhD, and Claude Davis. And I'm sure it's available online. Somebody else also asked, where do you get your O2 absorbers? You can get them at Amazon.
Amazon.
And same with Mylar bags.
Right. Amazon.
Yeah.
But there's just a lot of medicinal things. I mean, it even has a section in here on cabbage, like the benefits to cabbage. Calendula, I'm growing that this year as well. 2 different types, before I forget. And I'm also doing borage. Borage, the plant is completely edible.
I'm just going to stop you right there. I Spy with My Little Eye says, I love her. Guys and gals, that's why I brought her on.
Oh, thank you for
that. The rooster says. Amazing information. This is why I have this lovely lady on my channel, guys and gals. I wanted to take the opportunity at this perfect time of year. Like up here in Canada, we can't even start gardening yet. Some people are getting their seeds and whatnot started for sure. But as far as putting stuff outdoors, we're end of May, beginning of June type of deal, just to be safe. Okay. Like my potatoes, sure, they can go in before the last frost date because they're going to be 8 inches under the ground. But, to get Melody's Come Salsa With Me challenge out there, she wanted it kind of done before, or put out there at least before Easter. We have a variety of grow times. That's why there's not really a hard deadline on it.
Right.
That Grey Wolf sub to you. There's another subscriber. And I told you, you'll probably be over 1,300 subs by the end of this live stream.
Wow.
Because I think I've seen 10 so far. So
that's awesome. Thank you, everyone. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah, this awesome lady here. I've known her for almost a year. When I first saw her channel, I was blown away, guys and gals. Over 5,000 pounds of food on 1,600 square feet. This on a first year homestead. Okay, on a first year homestead, mind you. This lady knows what's going on. So please check her out. One of my awesome moderators. My moderators are freaking fantastic. Been busting out the links. But if we could see another link to Bake a Leg and Let's Dig at Homestead, guys and gals, please go subscribe. If Noodlehead subscribed, boom, there you go. Garden State Gardener saying awesome live.
Oh, thank you, Joe.
I think it's fantastic, and all of the reasons we've been talking about are mods rock. Yes, Noodlehead, mods rock.
Yes, they do.
Thank you ever so much to all of my mods, but I thought it was a perfect time of year to have this lady on so we can all get our garden on. You guys now know where to. Christy Betts is already subscribed. Awesome,
Thank
Christy.
you.
But if ravens in Alaska cannot plant outside till June 1st. Okay, yeah, I use first weekend of June as well, Raven. Asif Kidway, there you are. Boom. Everyone say a nice hello to Asif. He's a doctor down in the States. Awesome to have all you amazing gardeners, a doctor in the chat. It's Sugar in the Attic just subscribed. Look at that. Thorhaven Farms is in the chat. Guys and gals, one of my awesome moderators could bust up a link to Thorhaven. Arkansas Woodcutter's in here even. Wow. Another great channel.
Arkansas Woodcutter, how are you, my friend?
Thorhaven. Check out Arkansas Woodcutter. Check out Gardner. Goodness gracious. We've got some amazing channels here in the chat. But yeah, say a nice hello to Asif, guys and gals. Check him out. Asif, maybe you can share what your channel is in here so folks can go check your channel out. Or if one of my moderators can do that, that would be freaking fantastic. Great live. Pamela Fury is saying awesome. But we're not done yet. We're not done yet. I want to keep going with this. You grew all that food in such a small space. Now, did you just use the ground floor space, Melody, or did you grow up as well?
I do vertical gardening.
Let's talk about that. And I don't know, Francine Reeder, welcome to the chat. Okay, let's talk about that. I don't know a whole lot about that besides like pole beans or things you can trellis up. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give you the floor again about it because I want you to talk about what you did.
Okay, so for an example, this is a sweet meat squash. Yeah, I have to add more dirt to it. I know.
Thanks,
I'm already starting my squashes. So here's the deal. Squash can run. It could take up a lot of room. If you put a trellis and train the plant to go up, that is vertical gardening. What I stated earlier was that I had
Sorry, I'm just acknowledging chat. Grammy Karen's in here. She's saying, two of my favorite people.
Grammy Karen. I love Grammy Karen. She's awesome. She's awesome sauce. Yeah. So needless to say, in I think the back right bed, I had a trellis in there, and I did my spaghetti squash by using a trellis. I did my butternut squash that way. It's very easy. You would put the plant in front of it and just start training it to grow up the trellis, and then all the vegetables will hang. So that freed up a lot of room for me, let me tell you. Freed up a lot. When it comes to something like watermelon that I grow, I will grow the watermelon.
Sorry, Mel, let me just interject here. I'm sorry. Asif gave a nice super chat. I'm trying to find it here if I can focus on it. I just want to acknowledge the super chat. Thank you ever so much, Asif. I have a weather group on Facebook where he's more active. Could a person plant in small pots inside until it's warm enough to plant outside? And the answer to that is yes, but I'll let Melody chime in on that as well, seeing as she is our special guest this evening. And guys and gals, I want to share with you that this is my very first live stream interviewing another YouTube channel owner besides my brother Metal for Breakfast. That was just a brother chat. But there's a question for Asif for you. Can a person plant in small pots until it's warm enough to plant outside?
Yes. Now it depends on the box or if it's a pot, and if you're doing it by seed, you're still going to need to have heat. You're still going to have like a nice warm windowsill. It just really depends on what you're trying to grow inside. You can do things like the little humidity domes that they sell at like the dollar store. You can go that route.
Proper lighting.
Yeah, you absolutely can start inside the house. I mean, I'm like going to try to get out of the way, but I'm like living proof of you can grow anything you want inside your house. Now, does everything always work out? No, you might have a plan. I was having a humidity issue earlier, but everything's great. Everything's doing really, really well.
Melody, a lot of people are in the chat are saying I made an excellent choice for my first interview.
Oh, awesomeness.
Aren't they wonderful?
But I did say your subscribers are wonderful. I did say that.
My subs are great. My moderators are fantastic.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I have some really good subscribers at my channel.
Oh, awesome. Look at what Southern Sown and Grown just said in the chat. I'm growing a pumpkin plant 4 feet in my kitchen.
Yeah.
So, Asif, yeah, the answer is yes, you can.
And if you don't have,
Asif, for the super chat.
And if you don't have grow lights, find your hottest window that gets a lot of sun. Believe me, I know. There's a big bay window that away.
Yeah,
and
but be careful not to cook them.
And I have things in there that germinated, like borage, calendula. It's all over there. So, and I have more onions and leeks, I think, are over there in the windowsill. So, because I was kind of running out of room, I had a 4 shelf. And then my friend Jay grabbed me an extra. See how high up that is? Yeah. So these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and all 5 are being used. So let me kind of move out of the way.
All right. While you're doing that, I'm just going to share with you. Comments are saying awesome, top-notch live stream, great live stream, great choice.
Awesome. These are awesome. Thank you, everyone.
People are sharing with you.
Oh, I really appreciate it. So if you want a quick little tour, it's all different types of peppers are up here doing great. They like it because I open the curtains during the day. They get that extra light and the grow lights. You see these grow lights? I can hold them. Nothing. They're LED. They work fantastic. And then over here is different types of tomatoes and like cherry tomatoes, more tomatoes, more tomatoes, more tomatoes. This is the bottom. I'm hoping you can see this, but this is my last tray that I have to up-pot of tomatoes over there.
Yeah, but we can see it.
But you see all the way back there, I have tons of like different types of squashes already going, some herbs going, onions and leeks going. This is all like baby peppers because I end up doing like, I will always have extra tomatoes and peppers from my fall garden. And there's other squashes and things of that nature over there. So the whole thing is literally full. These are my beets. I have a video out on this about how I could never grow beets. So I do it in a 75 cell count tray. It works out great because beets like to be planted with other beets. So that video is on there as well. What I learn, I give back to my subscribers. And beets was a hard one for me. I did it in the ground. The birds get them here, or they just don't germinate right. So,
Grammy Karen, thank you ever so much for that super chat. That is very, very much appreciated. Thank you ever so much.
Well, that was cool, Grammy Karen. That was very nice of you.
But yeah, that's why I wanted to bring this lady on, is because she wants to share her knowledge. She has the urgency in her mind the same way I do. People need to grow stuff. Right.
But, and you know, not everything's going to work out. And I'm also that person, like last season, for an example, the sugar baby watermelons I did, very small area. That's what it's meant for. And then I did cantaloupe, and I don't really eat cantaloupe, but I was growing it for my family. And it took forever for them to do anything. And as soon as they looked like, okay, they're ripening, I'll come out the next day and pick them. And they had a hole straight through. The cantaloupe was mushy in 24 hours. So it was a complete epic fail on the cantaloupe. And I'm more than happy to share, you know, when things don't work out as well. So,
a question in chat by Lori Hyman. I probably missed it, but what type of seed start do you use, please?
Seed start meaning dirt?
I believe so.
Okay. The entire time I've been doing everything from seed, I've been using just potting mix. Last year, coming here, I used a seedling soil that was really dark, but due to shortages, I couldn't find that this year. So I went for seedling mix / potting soil. I can actually get the bag and show you if you want to see what it is, because I also advertise all that on my page.
Yeah, go grab it.
Okay, I did everything in that.
Yeah, you've got time.
Yes, I have time, sir. Okay, I'm going to say something, so hear me out for a minute. Everyone has a way of doing things. You do what works best for you.
Before you do that, I got another question in chat here. What do you do with your onions next? Mine are at the same stage as yours. That's Tracy Bolin.
Okay, well, I'm getting ready to take scissors to my onions. I did do a video on that as well, because once they get real wiry, you want to be ever so gently, like don't pull it, because you'll pull the onion out or the leek out. I think I'm also doing scallions, however you want to pronounce them. Just kind of take it up and scissor cut it. As you keep scissor cutting it, by the time it's ready to go outside, or let me rephrase this, when you scissor cut it, it puts the energy to go back down into the bulb. So needless to say, that works out really good. Don't let them get real wiry. Just trim them. And then it's like a blade of grass. It's super easy. And you just dink, 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 plant it right in.
You just got a new subscriber out of Cheryl Nugent.
Oh, thank you.
Awesome, Cheryl.
I also did organic garlic for the first time in a patch. You know, I did about 52. I couldn't get them online, so I went to a store and bought all organic with the hopes that it wasn't sprayed, and they're doing fantastic out there right now. So I want to go back into saying this. You are going to find a lot of channels that say, I don't like Miracle Grow. Oh, it has to be this. It has to be that. You do you. That's the way that I look at it. There were shortages when I was going for my seedling mix. The one that I wanted wasn't available. And this is the truth. There's no shame in my game on my channel. I use Miracle Grow.
Center that up so folks can see it.
I'm going to Miracle Grow seed starting potting mix. And this is what I started. But honest to goodness, you could go buy the 50-quart big bag of Miracle Grow. Don't worry about it. I've done it for years. It's perfectly fine. I've used it to start my seeds. The only thing I can say to you is sometimes there's some bigger twigs in there and you may have to remove them so it doesn't stop the seedling from popping up out of the dirt. But I just decided last year and this year I would try something different so I can give my honest opinion to my subscribers. So I planted in this and pure potting soil. I'll pot it, everything into potting soil, into styrofoam cups or dental cups. I use them too.
All right, that's awesome. Okay, so talking points. We've covered a lot of talking points. We've been on for a couple of hours. If you want to do some more Q&A, or you just have another subscriber from Lori Hyman.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I feel like that went by fast and it was like easy peasy, like it's over already. I hope not.
Well, I told you it was going to go off without a hitch, and
yeah.
I get the nerves, the butterflies things. I get them too.
Yeah, but I only got it because it's you and your subscribers, but normally I'm a very good speaker. You know, I just got a little bit of jitters at first, and then it was smooth sailing for me, exactly what I said it was going to be.
Kicking It Homestead just subscribed.
Oh, thank you so very much. I appreciate it.
That's awesome. Okay. All right. So we've been on for a couple of hours. We've covered a lot of really, really good talking points. We've covered soil amendment. We've covered seed storage. We've covered square foot gardening, putting food back. We've covered vertical gardening. So just an absolutely amazing chat so far. Now, do you have any other talking points that you'd like to bring up? Or
I would like to share something if I'm allowed to do so.
You can share it. And if there's questions in the chat, go ahead and bust them out, and I'll try and Tracy Bolin subbed as well. You're more than welcome. We're both happy to present this live stream for you guys and gals. It's not for us. It's not for our subscribership. It's for your knowledge. Go out and grow.
As I like to say, grow what you eat. So
even if it's in one container to grow out one bowl of salsa.
Right.
You can do it with no space.
So here's another thing with my high intensity gardening. This is probably a good tip, good trick for everyone. For an example, if you don't want to have to harvest like a gazillion carrots all at once, here's my suggestion for you. You could split it into two, you could split it into three. This is little finger carrots from M.I. Gardner, days till maturity, 55 days, right there. And then you could go to your next one, which is, well, I'm just going to probably say it wrong. It just happens sometimes. Royal Châtenay carrots. They're like the little nubs. And these are 65 to 70 days. So do you see what I'm saying? You know, you could pick something that might be ready in 30 days. And then the next thing could be 55 days. So you're not stuck having to harvest everything at once. Prime example. Prime example.
You can tailor your harvest.
Yes. Prime example is radishes.
A little bit of research.
I'm going to give Sean a piece of information that he can benefit from. Sean likes radishes. If you don't want to have to deal with all the radishes all at once, because radishes really don't like the heat. So you could be planting radishes now. They don't take that long. You'll get your first harvest. You can keep going until it gets a little hot. I had radishes growing in the summer. How is that humanly possible? This is how it's possible. So the edge of my bed right here was mustard greens. The leaves went over the radishes and stopped them from bolting. Every inch and cranny, nook and cranny on my bed is filled with something. So it's just an idea. If you don't want to just have like one harvest of potatoes, I've done it twice last year, tried two different methods. I don't like hulling my potatoes. I also don't like chitting them. I put my whole potato right in the ground, down deep, good to go. But
I use whole potatoes as well, and I've found I've had more success with whole potatoes than I have with chitted bought seed potatoes. Yep.
So this is just another way to not get overwhelmed, is to space it out.
I'm going to pause you there for just a second, guys and gals. There's another good smaller channel in the chat here, Honey Badger's Homestead. Thank you ever so much for joining us. And I got a whole bag of seeds here from, you know, aside from that one little basket that I showed you, that's part of my seed vault. I've got a whole nother bag of seeds sent to me by Honey Badger's Homestead. So please go check them out, their channel. Maybe one of my awesome wrenches could share out Honey Badger's link.
Okay, so needless to say, to wrap up, what I was telling you, you could do like this type, something that's like 55 days. You can go for your next one that's 70 days. And then, my friends, drop carrot seeds in end of June, July, water them every day when they germinate. And then you let them stay out there for the winter time, and then you can go and harvest them. So you'll get multiple harvests doing things that way. Just thought I would share that so that you don't have to feel overwhelmed that you have so much to process all at once. Don't do what I did last year with all those tomatoes, my friends. That was a lot. So that is another great way that you can get lots of harvests, but just space it out. Look at your seed pack, go on the back. It'll tell you 14 to 21 days to germinate, 55 days to maturity. You will be harvesting these. I'm so bad with that. And then I just use the next one as a reference, but you could go for this one, and it is 70 days. So it's a good piece of knowledge to know, to space it all out. So you're not dealing with, you know, I don't know, 1,000 pounds of carrots or 1,000 pounds of this, that, or the third, and that's spaced it out by looking at the back of your seed pack.
That's a great point that you brought up, because dealing with 1,000 pounds of carrots, that becomes a problem.
That becomes a lot.
It becomes a lot. It becomes a problem. It becomes a storage issue. It becomes a time management.
It also becomes a problem because now you're in the house and you're taking away from your other things that are growing that need your attention.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. It's a time management issue as well. Yeah. Right? But so anyways, guys and gals, this is my friend Melody from Bake a Leg and Let's Dig It Homestead. She has this awesome challenge of come
Come
salsa with
salsa
me.
with me. Cha cha cha.
Grow all the stuff you need for salsa in one pot or container, or in one small bed, which I don't know what the qualifications are. Get over there, get with her channel, find out what it's all about. It's going to be a lot of fun. Everyone's going to be a winner because if you grow something, you've won. You know, if it gets you up off your butt, if you share it with your kids, your grandkids, boom, education is happening. Boom, they're not in front of the cell phone. Boom, they're up off their butts learning something.
Yeah, they're not in the devices, you know.
Exactly. Yeah. So fantastic information, fantastic live stream. I'm going to thank Melody. Guys and gals, give Melody a nice round of applause. Thank you ever so much
Mhm.
for being here, for joining us. I think this is a great live stream, and I don't think this is a bad place to end it. Let's not give them everything, okay? Let's not
Okay,
give them everything.
we'll keep some secrets.
You know, you haven't even touched on all the baking and stuff you do. So
No, not at all.
there's part of the mystery, guys and gals. You haven't even seen the bake a leg part of it. So go on over to her channel, Bake a Leg and Let's Dig It Homestead. You guys will be rewarded by doing it. Watch the lady's videos. Very, very informative. It's amazing the garden that this amazing lady puts out. I was blown away. That's why she's my that's why she's my first contender here, my first interview. Uh, and I love her Come Salsa With Me challenge. You don't need a lot of space. You don't need a big garden or anything, right?
And you
So
don't need a bunch of rules. Just have fun.
very nice evening, Asif. Yes, yes, indeed. Great interview. It's been over 2 hours now. We're going to
Wow.
cap it at that. We're going to leave you guys a little bit of mystery. We're not going to share everything. And as far as things go, you know, when we talk about doing this Come Salsa With Me challenge in a pot on your stoop or on your deck or whatever, and it includes people with limited mobility, right?
Yeah.
Or people with limited space, people in apartments, things like that. Guys and gals know I have some limited mobility these days, and I'm going to be changing up how I do my gardening this year. I'm not going to share it with you this evening. You'll see it on my channel throughout the season. I'm going to. There probably will be a couple of sequels. Asif, I'll interview Melody again
Oh,
probably midsummer, like mid crop, and then again K0MRD Radio. There's another good channel for anyone getting their radio preps on. Check out K0MRD Radio Prepper. He's the guy for all your comm stuff. Okay, so check him out as well. But with that, guys and gals, we're gonna wind it up here. Thank you ever so much for all of you being here who joined us. An incredible thank you to everyone who laid down a super chat. Thank you ever so much. To my awesome moderators, you're always here, always dropping the links, always working hard, keeping things clean. Thank you ever so much. Yeah, this channel is nothing without all you guys and gals in the chat, the moderators, and wonderful folks like this here to interview. So it's great having you all here. Melody, if you'd like to stay backstage for a minute after we get off.
thank you for having me, and thank you for your subscribers.
Oh, you're
You know,
more than
being
welcome.
open-minded and hearing everything. I'm blessed. Thank you very much, Sean.
More than welcome. I have the blessing to have a little bit bigger of a channel. It's just more eyes to put on your channel who's putting out fantastic information. And that's the whole goal here. It's to hold up our brothers and our sisters. Convey
Amen.
the information to the people in the chat. And that happens through people like myself and through people like you. So with that, guys and gals, thank you, Melody, ever so much for joining us, sharing all your fantastic information. This is going to be North and
Melody, Bake a Leg and Let's Dig It Homestead.
Chiming out for now. Stay well and safe all. Don't forget to hold up your brothers and your sisters. Don't look down on anyone ever unless you're about to hold them up.
Ever.
Stay on safe, all. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Well, I think that went fantastic.